Good morning, sports fam. Welcome to NASR. I am Billy DiNapoli. It is Sunday, December 28th, as we get you ready for some NFL football on a Sunday fun day. But first, we are going to have to face the music. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I had a rough week. With my football picks in the NFL, if you've been following, it was an awful week. And it was just embarrassing. Let's see here. Okay, time to face the music. We went 1-7 in our picks. Just terribly embarrassing. Listen, nobody claims that I'm a professional handicapper. That is for darn sure. And I sure as heck showed that because I was just terrible. I mean, it was a gong show, to say the least. And we're going to go over them as I'm going to face the music. It was just terrible. Okay. I gave you a series of teasers because, I just love the Broncos. I figured without Mahomes playing a third-string quarterback, the Chiefs would be toast. But they hung in there. I had the Broncos and the Lions. Another upset as the Lions turned the ball over 6 times against another third-string quarterback in Max Brosmer. As I was beaten by 2 third-string quarterbacks, as I had the Lions-Broncos, Lions-Cowboys, and Cowboys-Broncos in teasers, which I felt great about. 0-3 right there. We also gave out the Packers and Chargers in a teaser, 0-4 right there. We had the Chargers straight, 0-5. On our socials and our platforms, we gave out the Cowboys and the over, our only winner of the weekend. We also gave out the Packers again because no Lamar Jackson, even though the Packers were playing without their quarterback. But Malik does a great job for them. I thought they'd be fine at home. Wrong again. Packers and under teaser, Packers straight. 2 more losers, 7 losers, 1 winner. Any hopes I had of getting back to 500 or over, which was the goal. And listen, obviously I've been giving out 8-9 picks. Last week I went 6-3. The week before I went 5-4. Usually 4 or 5 picks is best. When you're chasing, this is what happens. Now, if you were chasing with money, imagine the disasters you'd be in. So hopefully a lot of you guys are maybe going the other way when I make my picks. You don't have to take what I say as law. You can take the other side. And as of this point, our record on the season is now 58-66-1 after a 1-7 weekend. 58-66-1, 8 games under 500. We are 33-29-2 in college. Don't know how I've gotten even, I don't even know how I got in that, but I'm getting what I deserve. I deserve it. Bring it on. I know, it was terrible. 1-7, it's hard to go 1-7. I've seen Colin Cowherd go 0-5 before. Yes, I deserve it. Just a terrible job by me. Just a terrible job. 58-66-1 now on the season. And yes, thank you. We'll try to do better. Listen, we give good analysis. We go through all the points of the games. We cover all the sports, all the four majors. And we hope you guys are having fun with it. But remember, nowhere on here does it say professional handicapper. You know what? We are going to have to change that winning picks to just picks. Hey, you know what? We were red hot early on. We had a 6-week dive, then we came back to almost 500, where we were pretty good the last 3 weeks, and then we bottomed out at a 1-7 week this week. We will try to do better, but we own up to it. We face it head on. We put our big boy shoes on and big boy pants, and we just face the music. All right, enough of that. Enough of me shitting on myself. We're going to try to do a better job this week. First off, I'd like to get to some hockey. We've had some exciting hockey going on. If you guys love hockey and you follow the international hockey and you like the Olympics and stuff of that sort, the World Junior Championships have been exciting. Your favorites are Canada and the United States. The U.S. have won back-to-back gold medals. Both these teams in the last 15 years, U.S. has won 6 medals, and they've medaled 11 out of the last 15. Canada's won 5 gold medals, have medaled 10 out of the last 15. They're usually the two big stalwarts, and these are all top, mostly drafted, top-notch prospects on all these teams. The U.S. and Canada are both 2-0, although Canada had to go to overtime last night against Latvia, and the States have cruised through Germany at 6-3, and they did have a little trouble with Switzerland last night, defeating them 2-1. The Americans will play again today at 6 p.m. as they are playing all their games at 6 in the evening. Tune into that on the NHL network. It's good, fun hockey. They play the games all day from all the countries, Sweden and Finland and Germany and Switzerland. And it's a great tournament. Who else is in there? Latvia, the United States, Denmark. 8 big countries going at it. Let's see here. Let's see if we can give you the... Well, I know the Americans are on today at 6 p.m., let's see if we can get the schedule here. Let's see if we can get the schedule here. It's not exactly on the front page of all the sports things. Give me 1 second, folks. We hope everybody had a good Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. We hope that you guys got everything you want from Santa, and whatever it is that you celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah or whatever it is, I hope that you guys had a great, great Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. Okay, today the Americans play. Actually, it's Monday. Monday the Americans will play. Today is the 28th. Monday, the Americans will play Slovakia at 5 p.m. They do not play today. They play Slovakia tomorrow, Team USA, 5 p.m. But tune in. There'll be games today on the NHL Network. All the countries are playing, and they run all day, and then they run the reruns all day. It's great, fast hockey. If you've never watched under 20 World Juniors hockey, it's great stuff. In the NHL, we had some killer games last night, and I'm going to tell you what, the Battle of Florida might be the most vicious sports rivalry in hockey. I know you say that's crazy. Canadians, Bruins, Islanders, Rangers, Oilers, Flames, which are the traditional ones, but I'm going to tell you what, the Panthers Lightning game last night was a brawl fest. Old-time hockey. Vasilevsky for the Lightning is back in net, back healthy. He played his ass off. The Lightning beat the Panthers 4-2 as they're all vying for the top spot in the Atlantic. Tampa was just outstanding. But listen, the Panthers, they had 11 power plays. They went 1 for 11 on the power play. And that wasn't that the power play looked bad. They were moving the puck. They had tons of great chances. Vasilevsky stoning them time and time again. It was a great game. Well played by both teams, but there were more fights than there were hockey practically. It was a brawl fest. Good stuff. And again, the Panthers, they're getting a little healthier. They're expecting Kachuk back any day. He could even be playing in the Winter Classic when they play the Rangers in Florida on the 2nd of January. That could very well happen. I think Kachuk is going to be back this week. Nosek is coming back in 2 weeks. After the Olympic break, they expect Kulikov and possibly Gadjevich back. So Barkov is the guy they'll be waiting for once playoffs start. But the Cats are looking to, by March, to be completely healthy other than Barkov. But they've still been hanging in there even with a little bit of a depleted roster because they do have plenty of guys. And Reinhardt's been playing his ass off, so has Bennett, so has Lundell. And, of course, Marchand has been like the captain. He's the leading scorer of the team. He's been the unspoken captain in Barkov's absence. The Lightning, they're a tougher team this year. They've got big guys. I know they had Sabrin last year, but they've got Dastow, this defenseman that they found in their AHL program who had played in Europe. They're just bigger, stronger. Of course, you know about Kucherov and Point and Gensel, who are great, and Vasilevsky, their stars. And they've been doing this with Hedman out, injured. But they're just bigger, stronger, tougher because they knew that's kind of what they were lacking last year. In other news, the New York Islanders once again beat the New York Rangers and shut them out. Last 2 games against the Broadway Blue Shirts, the Islanders have outscored the Rangers 7-0, shutting them out in their last 2 meetings. The Islanders now at 21-13-4 are 1 game out of first in the Metropolitan. The Rangers are near the bottom. They continue to struggle to score goals. 2-0 last night. The Islanders on an Anders Lee goal and then a Simon Holmstrom empty netter with big save Dave Redick in net for the Islanders as Sorokin is actually on the IR with a lower body injury. We don't know when he's going to come back. They called up another goalie from Bridgeport, but it's going to be big save Dave for the Islanders in the near future. 2-0, the Islanders defeat the Rangers last night. The Caps defeated the Devils at Prudential 4-3 last night. The Maple Leafs defeated the Senators 7-5. The Minnesota Wild, who have been red hot since the Quinn Hughes trade and even before with Hughes and Kaprizov, they defeat the struggling, plummeting Jets 4-3. The Hurricanes defeat the Red Wings 5-2. The Red Wings having a great year. They were in first place. We're going to give you a standings update. And the red hot Buffalo Sabres have won 8 in a row. When is the last time you could say the Buffalo Sabres have won 8 in a row? They defeated Boston last night 4-1. Elsewhere, the St. Louis Blues, who have been struggling, defeated the struggling Nashville Predators 3-2. Nashville has picked it up a little bit of late. The young Blackhawks upset the Stars last night 4-3. The LA Kings thumped the Ducks 6-1 in Los Angeles last night. San Jose Sharks defeated the struggling Vancouver Canucks 6-3. And in the Battle of Alberta, the Calgary Flames upset the Oilers, who had been red hot, 3-2. Also, 2 of the better teams in the league and the best team record-wise, the Colorado Avalanche defeated the Golden Knights in a shootout last night, 6-5. Let's take a look at the NHL standings as they are this morning. All right. Atlantic Division, the Red Wings, 22-14-3, 47 points, are 2 points behind the 21-13-3 Tampa Bay Lightning. The Montreal Canadiens, 20-12-5, 45 points, followed by the Panthers, 20-15-2, 42, and the Sabres now with 42, 19-14-4. The Sabres were 11-14-4. They've won 8 in a row to get back in the mix. The Senators and the Bruins round out the basement. The Bruins, who were once hot, have slid all the way down, but, the Maple Leafs are in the basement. Senators, Bruins, Maple Leafs, but those teams have 41 and 39 points, so they're in the basement, but they're all only 4 and 6 points out of second place. It's very bunched up this year. A lot of teams are playing well. In the Metropolitan, you have the Carolina Hurricanes, 23-11-3. They actually won late last night after the Islander game, so they are now 3 points ahead of the second place Islanders, who are 21-13-4 with 46 points. So the Hurricanes on top, and the Hurricanes had a rough week last week. They lost twice to Florida, they lost to Tampa, but they got a win last night. So they're 23-11-3, 49 points. Islanders 21-13-3, 46 points. Flyers 19-10-7, 45 points. The Caps 20-13-5 with 45 points. I mean, you got four teams within 2 to 4 points of each other right there. The Devils, who have slid, but they do have Jack Hughes back in the lineup now for like the last week and a half. So I would expect them to get it going. 20-16-2 for the Devils, 42 points. The Rangers 19-7-4 with 42 points. And the Penguins, who have just been ice cold, they had lost 6 games in a row at one stretch recently. Them and the Blue Jackets round out the basement. So in the Eastern Conference, if the playoffs were to start today, you'd have Red Wings, Lightning, Canadiens as your top 3 in the Atlantic, Islanders, Hurricanes, Flyers as your top 3 in the Metropolitan, and your wild card teams would be the Capitals and the Panthers. That's how it would look in the East as of today. In the West, the amazing Colorado Avalanche at 28-2-7, 63 points, by far the best record in the NHL. They are in first place in the Central, followed by the Stars with 57 points at 25-7-7. The Wild have been playing great of late, 23-10-6, 52 points. Utah 18-18-3. It really drops off after the top 3. Everybody else is between 39 and 34 points. We have the Mammoth, Blues, Predators, Jets, Blackhawks. I don't think either of those 5 teams I just mentioned will make the playoffs. In the Pacific, you have the Golden Knights, who, if they could just figure out how to win in overtime or a shootout, they're 17-8-11. 11 OT points for their failures in shootouts and overtime. Still in first place in the Pacific at 17-8-11, 45 points. The Young Ducks, 21-15-2, 44. They've cooled off a little bit. The Oil, 19-14-6, also with 44 points. Kings with 41 and have started to slump a little, although they won last night. Then the Sharks, Kraken, Flames, and Canucks make up the bottom 4. And I'm going to tell you right now, neither of those 4 teams, Sharks, Kraken, Flames, and Canucks, will make the playoffs. I don't think even the Kings will make the playoffs, honestly, but well, they might. The West is top-heavy. The East has got more teams bunched up. The West is very top-heavy. So if the playoffs started today, you'd have Avalanche, Stars, Wild, Knights, Ducks, Oilers, and your wild cards would be the Kings and the Mammoth. That's your 8 in the West. We gave you the 8 in the East. Let's get to the NFL. We're going to be back on the air on, let's see, we know we're coming on Thursday to give you the full preview of all the college football games, the playoff, the college football playoffs. We have the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and the Cotton Bowl with the Canes and OSU. So we're going to have the Orange Bowl on New Year's Eve day at noon. Orange Bowl is Oregon and Texas Tech. The Rose Bowl is Bama, Indiana. The Sugar Bowl, and that's at 4. The 8 p.m. is the Sugar Bowl. That is Ole Miss in Georgia. At 7:30 p.m., you're going to have Miami, OSU. So you will have those 2 teams. The Cotton Bowl and the Rose Bowl will be going on simultaneously. Yeah, is that true? That is true. Hold on. Let me just double check that. Let's double check that. And we'll give you the actual current lines. You do have some other bowl games. You know, the Citrus Bowl on ABC's got Michigan and Texas at 3 p.m. That's a good game. You did get some good games last night. You had Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, where BYU edged them out in a close, exciting affair. You also had North Texas blowing somebody out. North Texas went 12-2. There were some interesting games. Listen, I know they're not the playoffs, and a lot of people think these bowl games should be admonished. I disagree, because you need, schools like South Florida and, Navy, it's an institution, not a school, and Wake Forest and Mississippi State, Cincinnati, they need something to aspire to as well. Rice, Temple, you can't take these bowl games away from these teams, because making a bowl means something to them. I know the big schools think it's just some bullshit, and why should we have to play them, as Notre Dame showed you by showing absolutely no interest. All right, let's double check the start times. I think I got them right, but we're going to go over them. All right, yeah, you know what? All right, I did screw up. Here they are. I know I gave them to you the other day correctly. Okay, here's the deal. So New Year's Eve at 7:30, the Cotton Bowl. New Year's Eve at 7:30, Miami plays OSU. Is that line still 9.5? Let's check. The other games are all on New Year's Day. New Year's Day, you have Oregon, Texas Tech at noon. That is the Orange Bowl. You have Bama, Indiana at 4, and you have Ole Miss, Georgia at 8. That is New Year's Day. New Year's Eve, the only college football playoff game is the Canes at the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are still a 9.5-point favorite. The Oregon game has gone from -1.5 to now Oregon is -2.5. That is against Texas Tech. The Alabama game has stayed at 6.5. Indiana is favored 6.5 New Year's Day at 4 p.m. And then the night game, the Sugar Bowl, Georgia still 6.5. So those games have not moved. The only game that moved a point was the Oregon-Texas Tech game. So again, we'll be on Thursday. We're going to do a pregame for the Cotton Bowl, for the Canes and OSU. And then we're going to be on again New Year's Day, and we're going to do a pregame for all three of the other games: Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. And those are New Year's Day. So you got the one New Year's Eve and the other three New Year's Day. Okay? 3 on New Year's Day, 1 on New Year's Eve. Canes fans, you are rocking at Arlington in Jerry Jones World at 7:30 p.m. New Year's Eve. Okay. Let's get to the NFL today. At 1 p.m. you have the Cardinals and the Bengals playing out the string. The Bengals are a 7-point favorite. The Seattle Seahawks still playing for a 1 seed, and the Carolina Panthers playing for a division championship. Those games, okay, this is a game that really matters. It's one of the better games of the day, the 1 o'clock slate. The Seahawks are a 6.5-point favorite at Carolina. The Pittsburgh Steelers playing for a division. Now the Baltimore Ravens, after thumping the defenseless Green Bay Packers last night, I mean, the Packers couldn't stop a nosebleed. I can't believe their defense is that bad without Micah Parsons. But it was that bad. They made Tyler Huntley look like Michael Vick in his prime. I don't think Lamar Jackson has played as good as Huntley played last night in that 41-24 pounding. Derrick Henry just, you know what? We're going to give you Henry's stats in a little bit, but here's the deal. If the Steelers defeat the Browns, they win the AFC North. So they'll be playing with a lot of purpose today. And I'm sure the Browns, who will once again start Shedeur Sanders, will just love to ruin the Steelers' season, because then the Steelers will play the Ravens on the final week of the season, so obviously a Browns victory brings the Ravens to life. And then next week's game is basically a divisional title game. The Saints and Tyler Shucker at Tennessee. These teams playing out the string. Saints, though, have said some promising, a little promising news in the way Shuck has played. They're 5-10. Cam Warren and the Titans will finish out the season. They are 3-12. The Saints are a 1.5-point favorite on the road. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing for their playoff life, are at Hard Rock today. They will play the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 6-9. The Buccaneers are a 5.5-point favorite. The Jacksonville Jaguars, still with the Houston Texans breathing down their neck after Houston's 20-16 victory over the Chargers yesterday. The Texans are 11-5. They've won 8 in a row with that outstanding defense. The Jags are 11-4 and need to win. The Colts will play Phillip Rivers again. They have been eliminated from the playoffs as of last night. The Jags are a 3.5-point choice here. At 1 o'clock at MetLife, it is freezing cold here today. It's like 18 degrees in the metropolitan area. The New England Patriots still fighting for a 1 seed and to clinch their division at 12-3 will travel to the Jets. I do believe the Jets will play Cook again, the rookie at quarterback. The Patriots are a 13.5-point favorite. In the Toilet Bowl, the New York Giants will play the Las Vegas Raiders today. A battle of 2-13 teams. You don't want to win this game. You're just going to screw up your draft pick. You're going to screw up your draft pick status. The Giants are a 3-point favorite. That's what we're looking at here. There's only 2 4 o'clock games. 4:05 is the Giants at Las Vegas. Again, the Giants a 3-point favorite. This is the Toilet Bowl for the first pick in the draft. They could call this the Fernando Mendoza Bowl. But then again, the Giants have a quarterback. If you're the Raiders, you tank this game. They already told Max Crosby to stay home, that they're not even playing him. So watch the Giants win this game. There are some people that have suggested that the Giants even consider moving Jackson Dart and acquiring Mendoza in the draft if they were to get the number 1 pick. I don't think I necessarily agree with that, but Dart has played poorly his last 3 weeks and seemingly regressed after the firing of Dable, so I'm not sure that's the way to go. I think he could play in the NFL, and Mendoza, he's going to be the top pick, the top guy out of the draft, but he's still improving. Your other 4 o'clock game, 4:25, is the Eagles at the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Eagles have already wrapped up the division at 10-5, but they're still seeding at stake. The Bills are still playing for a chance at the AFC East. They're 11-4. They are a 3-point favorite at home, are the Buffalo Bills. There are 2 8 o'clock games tonight, both at 8. One kicks off at 8:20, one kicks off at 8:15. Okay, so you're going to have the Chicago Bears, who are actually wrapped up their division. They've already wrapped up the NFC North. They're just playing for a 1 seed now. They're 11-4. They're a 3.5-point underdog at San Francisco. The Niners 11-4, also still with a chance for a number 1 seed in the NFC. So the Niners are a 3.5-point favorite. The Rams are at Atlanta tonight. Again, all still in play. The Rams will be rooting for the Seahawks to lose. The Rams still with a shot at that division. The Rams at 11-4 at the 6-9 Falcons. The Rams are a 7.5-point choice. So, you should get your pen and paper out. We're going to do some picks. And you know what? You might just want to... you might want to just write this stuff down and you might want to write this stuff down so you can, go the other way and make some money the way I've been picking them. I'll tell you the truth. You should just write this down and I'm serious. You might want to just go the other way. But, you never know. I could come back. We got some messages here on the board. Okay. Somebody talking about the hockey game last night between Tampa and Florida. The refs giving Florida all the calls. They had 11 power plays. Listen, that was a brawl fest. Those penalties were all earned. Somebody breaking my balls about being you're supposed to be an Islander fan, but why are you always talking up the Panthers? Okay, well that happens because we spend a lot of time in South Florida. My family had a home there since I was a child. My brother still lives in South Florida, so we love obviously the Miami Hurricanes. That's my wife and I go down there. My wife's a huge Panther fan, so I am an Islander fan, but I do also love the Panthers. It's kind of a home and home thing. Okay, those are our messages here, so we're going to get to my picks. What? Listen, it could be better this week. It could be better. All right. That's enough of that. Okay. Nobody wants to hear my picks. I understand it. No, I'm sure you guys are tuned in. I'm going to pick the other side of everything this guy says, and then I'm going to crush it. Watch. All right, 58, 66, and 1 in the NFL this season. We are 8 games under the mark after a 1-7 week. Just terrible, terrible. Okay, today, I'm giving just some straight bets. For starters, today, I like the Buffalo Bills to beat the Eagles. The Bills are playing for a division title and seeding. The Eagles have already wrapped up the division. I'm thinking the Bills are going to be a little more desperate. I'm taking Buffalo -3. I'm taking the Giants today at Las Vegas because I think the Raiders are going to intentionally lay down. I'm taking the Giants today -3. Those are my 2 straight picks. I am going to tease a couple games here. I am going to tease the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm teasing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks. Bucks, Seahawks in a teaser. Matter of fact. Some more room here. All right. So that's going to bring the Bucks to +0.5 and the Seahawks -0.5. Bucks, I don't know why I would even trust. You know what? I'm going for it. The Buccaneers have let me down. The last 5 times I have bet on the Buccaneers, they have screwed me. But you know what? The Dolphins are again starting Quinn Ewers, and he's a young guy. Didn't play terrible in his first start. Threw for 260. Did throw 2 picks, but one wasn't his fault. It was a drop ball. But still, it's rough playing your first couple games in the NFL. So I'm going to take the Bucks and Seahawks in a teaser. Also, like I said, we have the Bills -3. We have the Giants. Actually, the Giant game has just gone down to 2.5. So the Giants are -2.5. So I have the Giants -2.5, the Bills -3, the Bucks and Seahawks in a teaser. The Patriot game just went from 13.5 to 12.5 as well. We are taking the Patriots and the Niners in a teaser. That's going to bring the Niners from -3.5 to +2.5. Niners +2.5. Pats from 12.5 to -6.5. So I have the Pats Niners in a teaser. I am actually going to take the Patriots straight -12.5. I mean, what the heck? We're 8 games under 500. We're just going to go. We're going to throw caution to the wind here, and we are going to see if we can. We're going to see if we can close the gap. Now, remember what I tell you about gambling, and I do love myself some FanDuel and DraftKings. And honestly, I can't remember a year where I've ever really lost more than I won. When I give you these picks on the air, I might pick 2 or 3 that I like and go to my DraftKings and FanDuel. I do not bet 8, 9, 10 games a week. I urge you always to bet responsibly. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. And never, like what I've been doing to try to get back to 500, it's just because I'm doing a sports show, and like all the other sports shows I listen to, which by the way, a lot of these guys are under 500, they're doing it for entertainment. So you guys could get vantage points, and you can go your way or go their way. And then obviously if you see a guy that Colin Cowherd's 8 games over 500 on the season, and he does a blazing 5 every week. And, he usually goes 3-2, but some weeks he has a losing week. But if he wins more than he loses every week, you might want to take his plays. Colin's 8 games over 500 with the spread, and he doesn't do teasers. He will do prop bets. He does props. He puts props in there and over-unders, but he's basically picking straight bets, and you may want to. I enjoy listening to him. I don't always copy his plays. I probably should. But one thing, when you're playing with money, You don't lose 3 games and then throw 4 more out there. That's dangerous, and you should never do it. Even if you're a rich man, you should never chase money. Never chase money when it comes to gambling. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay, I've given you my public service announcement. Now back to what I was doing here. All right, so we have Bucks, Seahawks, Pats, Niners, Bills, Giants. We have Bucks, Seahawks, Pats, Niners in teasers, and then we have Bills -3 straight. We have the Giants -2.5 straight. We have the Pats -12.5 straight. Hell, we might pick them all. What the heck? Jags at the Colts. Colts eliminated from the playoffs. We're also going to tease the Cincinnati Bengals and the Rams. You know what, actually? That game could mean nothing if certain things happen. We're going to tease the Bengals with somebody here. We're teasing the Bengals down from -7 to -1. And we are going to tease the Bengals with, what's the game I love the most that I really think they will not lose? We're going to tease the Bengals with the Pats. Now, you know what? We're going to tease the Bengals with the Pats, making the Pats 6.5. We have the Pats straight. You know what? I don't like to put one team in more than 2 bets, so we're gonna tease the Niner game with somebody else. You know what we're gonna do? We are gonna tease the Niner game. We'll keep them all the late nights together. We're gonna tease the Niner game with the Rams. So we're gonna keep the Niners in there. The Niners will be +2.5, and the Rams, who are 7.5, the Rams will be +1.5. I'm sorry, -1.5. So we have the Niners +2.5 and the Rams -1.5. So we have a Niner-Ram teaser. We have a Bucks-Seahawks teaser. We have a Bengals-Pats teaser. Those 3. Then we have the Pats straight. We have the Bills straight and the Giants straight. That's 6 picks. Bills -3, Giants -2.5, Pats -12.5. We have the Bengals and Pats in a teaser. That brings the Bengals down to -1. The Pats -6.5. We have the Niners +2.5. Rams -1.5 in a teaser. And we have the Bucks and Seahawks in a teaser. So Bucks, Seahawks, Bills, Giants, Pats straight, Bengals, Pats straight, Niners, Pats straight, Bengals, Pats teaser, Niners, Rams teaser. So Niners, Rams teaser, Bengals, Pats teaser, Bucks, Seahawks teaser, Pats straight, Bills straight, Giants straight. 6 games. 6 games we just picked for you. And we'll see how we do. 58, 66, and 1 on the season. A pretty lousy year. I've seen worse. 33, 29, and 2 in college. We will do that on Thursday. What do we have Monday night in the NFL? Do we have a Monday night? We do. Oh, wait a second. Okay. I got to get my readers out, kids. I screwed you up here. Okay. The Rams-Falcons game is Monday night. There is not 2 Sunday night games. That's my mistake. The Bears and the Niners are the Sunday night game. Obviously, the Niners are a 3.5-point favorite. The Rams and Falcons is Monday night. Monday night. We're still keeping that Niners-Rams teaser. Matter of fact, you know what? We're gonna leave it at that. You know what? We're gonna take the we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna take the 6 picks that we have here and go with that. So again, Bucks Seahawks teaser, Bills Giants straight, Pats straight. So those are our 3 straight bets: Bills, Giants, Pats. We are teasing the Bucks and Seahawks, the Bengals and the Pats, and then we have a Sunday Monday combo where we're teasing the Niners to +2.5 and the Rams to -1.5. Those are our 6 picks for the week. And Sunday, Monday night, we will come on Monday night and recap what kind of damage I've done thus far. We'll see where I'm at going into the Monday night game between the Rams and the Falcons. Who knows? If we have a winning Sunday, maybe we'll spice it up and put a over-under in on the Rams-Falcons or combine another teaser. Who the heck knows? But anyway, enjoy your Sunday fun day. The games start in a half hour. There's only 2 4 o'clock games. And remember, I got it wrong in the beginning of the show. That's what happens when I don't put my readers on and I'm reading the prompter here. The Bears-Niners is the Sunday night, 8:20. Niners at -3.5. And the Rams-Falcons is Monday night. And as of now, the Rams are a 7.5-point favorite. We gave you some hockey. We made fun of myself for my terrible week of picks. And we gave you some more picks to either jump on or roll the other way. Go the other way, maybe. Hey, have a great day. I will see you guys. So Monday we'll be back at 6:30. And we are also going to do a pregame on New Year's Eve and one on New Year's Day for all the college football playoffs. You guys have a great one. I am out of here. Going to go sit down and watch some football with the boys, fellas. We should be rolling in any minute. Have a great Sunday.